Yo, what's up YouTube? This is DHR2. Welcome to my channel. So today is the day, September 13th, 2019. It's also the first day that the Mortal Mondays has started. So for those of you who don't know about what Mortal Monday is, it's basically the time in that day and year again when it comes to September 3rd, September 13th. It usually celebrates the Friday the 13th, the character from the horror movies. But when it comes to fighting games, Mortal Kombat definitely served its purpose. So September the 13th. Sorry if I butchered my words, but as you guys know, this is the day when Mortal Kombat 1 first came out in 1992. But in the arcades it did. In 1993, however, the Sega Genesis version and the Super Nintendo version also came out on the same day. So since today is September 13th, why don't we go ahead and discuss this video game, Mortal Kombat 1 on the Sega Genesis, aka the better version of the console of the 16-bit era. So this game is all along great. You know, it has its plenty of flaws and mediocre issues, but we're going to talk about a few things. Number one, the blood code. ABACABB. There you go. If you put that code in, you're gonna get blood and gory stuff when it comes to the hard hits to punches and kicks to the skulls, nose bleeding, the fatalities. Yeah, everything is great. And the music itself is absolutely great. And what I love about this version is that the music sounds totally different from the arcades. Not every video game has to be the same from the arcades. I mean, the graphics are great, but in terms of the AI systems, yeah, sometimes it can be very tricky when it comes to playing on very easy mode. It's just like any other normal mode when it comes to certain characters that will somehow outsmart you when it comes to their cheap attacks. But for me, I chose Scorpion because Scorpion is one of my favorite characters from the Mortal Kombat game because of his spear and his uppercut, and his fatality is super easy. Just hold down the start button and keep pressing the D-pad up, and you'll get your toasty fatalities. Even the stage's fatalities are really easy. Well, we'll only have one stage fatality is easy. But as far as Mortal Kombat 2 stage fatalities, those are very hard to pull off though. But if you time it just right, you'll be able to get it better though. Unfortunately, there is no pause button for this version. You have it on the Super Nintendo, but the Sega Genesis does not. But in the end, the Sega Genesis version is the better part of the arcade version of Mortal Kombat because of the music and the graphics. And Scorpion is my favorite character, being one of the main reasons why I prefer this over the Super Nintendo. Even though I don't have the Super Nintendo version, you know, I don't have an NES, Super NES. I've always had the Sega Genesis. I grew up with the Sega Genesis. That's the system I grew up with. So yeah, Mortal Kombat 1. This is Mortal Mondays, and this is the day that these two came out. Yes. If you don't know what Mortal Monday is, go look it up, and you know what I'm talking about. And that is my thoughts on this game. And today is, you know, September 13th, Friday the 13th. And you know what? Which I believe this came out on September 13th, which is Mortal Mondays. I should have done this video on Monday. If I'm wrong about this, please let me know. Until then, this is DHR2, and I'll see you later.